Girl,
Who
you
was
act
Aaron
like
in
you
that
just
live?
found out a few months ago or whatever they all found out. Ho, you knew the whole time because you used to sit with me, Ash, Natty, Pumpkin, all of us in the same Discord talking mad shit. You
But
knew it
didn't
all.
but didn't one of them or some of them come to you a couple months ago?
No, they wanted to have a call, but nobody ever actually wanted to do the call.
I mean, that was actually Tabby Cat's live. Let's be honest, that wasn't really Andy's.
Oh, you mean Flabby Cat?
Yeah, Flabby Cat, and it's hilarious that she was like, "Oh my god, Bougie and Stephanie are one and the same." The fuck? Excuse what? I don't think so, ma'am.
They have no excuse. I've been running around this app for the better part of a year and a half now,
Yep.
telling everybody that Stephanie's a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
My fault that they chose to not listen and then
Yep.
they wanted to go live and act surprised.
No. But they were in the fucking panel with her when she was doing the fucking funeral on our children and all the things. So I'm just saying,
Yep.
what the fuck you mean? You guys had the wool pulled over
When
your
she
eyes.
was doxing
No.
my child and Bougie and everything else, and they're gonna act like
They didn't know.
Well, we found out and we kept it silent, but it took you all this time to come forward. I don't believe anything those bitches say. Anything.
Nope.
Andy, go spray your refrigerator with some Raid again. Make sure you get it on the food this time.
Yeah, they were so mad because Stephanie was telling Shannon. Well, they went over to Shannon, but Stephanie was telling Shannon that Andy was begging for money. Well, I mean, you guys, and then Tabby Cat did say that. Oh, Stephanie had nothing to do with that CPS call that Shannon made. The fuck she didn't, bitch. You were the one that gave Shannon all of Megan's information in that Telegram message, to say to fucking CPS. The fuck.
Stephanie's also the one that put your daughter's DV photos all up in that Telegram chat.
She sure did. She absolutely did. Mm-hmm. And Dirty deleted her messages to make it appear as if I called Miss Unknown the N-word.
Also, in her phone dump, those pictures weren't there.
Right?
So
I just find it weird that after all this time, they're holding them alive and they're coming. They knew this whole time, but you're just now coming out with it. No.
Look, when Bougie leaked me those text messages and I seen that, I was like, the first thing I said was, "Hey, you know Stephanie's gonna fucking put that shit everywhere, right?"
Mm-hmm. But you even proved in Smashley's live when you did a screen recording of the messages, not screenshots, and did it 3 fucking times. And even Smash had to admit and did admit that I was never speaking about Unknown. The conversation had nothing to do with Unknown at all.
Yeah, and the Stephanie's messages were deleted and they were sent away by PPO to make it look like, because I showed you the order that they were sent to me from PPO.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. And Tabby Cat said, "Oh, we were the ones that were with her the longest." The fuck you were. I mean, then if that's the case, you guys should have known about Chef Carl. Y'all should have known about all this shit. But you're going live to expose her, which they didn't really expose a fuck thing other than she asked for money for her husband's aunt's funeral or some shit. And how, like, the day of the court thing, she took Zaddy B out of their group chat. So I guess because he didn't know what the fuck she was doing. I don't know. It's fucking weird. They did say whoever the old lady is. What's the old lady's name? Mimi? Is that her fucking name? The asshole in there? She was really rude to Regina.
6 or whatever.
I don't think it's Mimi of 6. It's another Mimi.
Spicy Mimi, that's what it is.
That bitch. Yeah, she was like getting mouthy with Regina, which, I mean, I gotta say, Regina had the questions that everybody was asking. But she was like, we knew something was up then. Oh my God. Holly Mae even said anybody that would have fucking seen those messages and those allegations that Calhoun fucking gave them, which remember, they were all in this Telegram call for hours and they saw all this shit, although they claim to not have seen shit now. Even Holly Mae said that anybody that would have believed those allegations there was no way. There was no way I was guilty of any of that shit.
I'm guessing she took Zaddy. I'm sorry, Chris Cankles. I can't say that word. I can't say his username. It's just nasty.
Weird.
Feels dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't do it. So Cankles, she took him out of the group because she didn't want him to know that she was about to lie and do some fuck shit.
Yeah, and they said, oh,
So
she
Cankles, I
didn't file
suggest you
for the
check your
EPOs.
wife.
She said Spicy Mimi said that she never filed for the EPOs. Yes, the fuck she did, bitch.
We're going to do a quick mod break real quick, just to let everyone know. Tap the screen, send your populace. Hallie, fuck your cat.
Okay. Yeah, Hallie, don't fucking message me anymore, girl. That's right, Alyssa, you're right.
Yeah, I will, hun.
They're just as fucking guilty. They sat there and even fucking applauded her and claimed that everything that Calhoun said was true and this, that, and the third, and they've seen the receipts and this, that, and the other. Oh, please. You guys are wild as fuck. I mean, cry me a fucking river that she's with Shannon saying that you guys begged for money. Like, oops. And what's your point? You guys did a lot more fuck shit with her to people on this app than we have, in my opinion. Weird fucks.
I mean, I be on some bullshit sometimes, but it's with a purpose.
Well, I wasn't that you weren't included in that.
Well, yeah, I got to be a little bit. It's on purpose, and I'll be explaining all that tomorrow, probably.
Although I don't think you're nearly as fucked up and a fucked up person as T's husband. That's for fucking sure.
For sure.
Yeah, that is what I'm going to address tomorrow with Smashley. So tomorrow's live will be about Smashley.
It's to be off tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah, because I'm confused about that. How come some people are allowed in boxes over there, but not others, and we all sit with you?
Yeah, so I did notice that.
A little confused.
It's fuck Megan for sitting
right.
with me, for sitting with me. But OG, they no problem at all. But she fucked me too. So there's a big double standard going on there, and it's just a little weird to me that nobody else is putting that together.
Yeah, I don't know. It's being put together. I noticed too last night that like T was in the fucking chat, Diagnosed Amnesia was in the fucking chat, while OG was over there, and it was all like fucking butterflies and rainbows. It was weird as fuck.
I was going in on accounts. I was those fake accounts that went in there. Proudly, honestly. I'm going to do it again.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how anybody can even read Diagnosis Amnesia's illiterate ass comments to make out what the hell they're saying.
Oh, she does it on purpose. She's not very good at it.
Oh, she's there. Listen, I've roasted that bitch. All I'm going to. I just ain't got the energy for her no more.
It's been months since I've seen a video from him.
But a lot of people that sit with you, Florida man, have been drugged, and fucking a lot of fuck shits happen from Smashley for people that sit with you. So it's kind of weird that some people are allowed over there. You know, all of Stephanie's people are over there. There's not been one comment made about Stephanie's live. Also, there's nothing.
Stephanie that put the monkeys on Petty's children.
Oh yeah, that one. Nobody wants to talk about that though. Also,
after we broke it down and proved it over and fucking over.
Barney style, straight Barney style.
Petty believed it. Petty got it. Petty was like, I was in the bushes watching, and they might be some dirty people, but they got some receipts. And you know what? I don't care how much I might dislike Petty. I ain't gonna let anybody be racist to him, and I've proven that over and over and over again.
Well, exactly. I think people forget too that Petty has talked to Stephanie on Instagram for a long fucking time. So very likely that he also had talked to her on that same account. Just saying.
I said to SPG last night, I said, I don't like Petty, but I'd be damned if I'm going to let you be racist towards him. Like,
And you know what? Petty might be a dirty motherfucker, but at least he's got a little bit of morals to tell Stephanie to fuck off for doing that to his kids.
Right. Right. It's just weird because a lot of people have been fucking put through the ringer because we sit with you and we support you. And she literally said last night, like, Megan, like, but you sit with Florida man and like you support him. So that says a lot about you. Well, you didn't say that to OG when she was in your box. Weird as fuck.
See, that's weird on Smash. Because she can't say it about anybody if she's not saying it about everybody.
I actually thought that OG was going to get in the box and cuss the fuck out of T and Diagnosis Amnesia, but very disappointed. But because everybody welcomes T over there, like, hey T, welcome. How are you doing, love? Hearts, hearts, hearts. Are you guys fucking serious? So Florida man is so terrible because he fucking messaged the principal of or the fucking PTA, who you claim is the
PTO.
principal.
It's
Whatever.
the
PTA,
PTO.
PTO,
PTA.
PTO.
It's a
But
face
yet it's
break of
okay that
apparel.
you sit with somebody who has lied and covered for fucking predators. That's fucking weird.
So, like I said, I'm going to explain my behavior tomorrow and make it make sense. I probably should do that. Because I feel like, the minute-long videos, that's really wordy. Not everybody reads it. So I'll be going live about myself and Smashley tomorrow to explain a lot of her behavior and a lot of what I see that I don't like, the inconsistencies of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. And it doesn't mean that I don't like you. I'm just going to point out some things that it could be something about Bougie. I'll tell you, it's not anything about Trouble. She's good.
It ain't nothing about me. Shut the fuck up.
It ain't nothing about you either. Nothing about Nikki either. Ain't nothing
Well,
about
people
Archie.
see it. People fucking see it.
Well, I'm just going to point out some things, some inconsistencies that, like with the T shit, like that is something for sure that did not sit well with me at all because I don't care how much support there is. It's not worth supporting that.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up, but there's a lot of people that are real fucked up about it. Does anybody know who the fuck Kai is and why the fuck they mentioned my name last night? What was Kai's comment about? Oh, is Bougie okay with that? The fuck you talking about?
Well,
Bougie okay
I know
with
who
what?
Kai is, but
I've only heard of him about the whole like fake messages or whatever with OG and Mittens and him, but I don't know anything else. So why the fuck is he asking if Bougie's okay with anything? What are you talking about?
well, here's the thing. Kai, I went to Kai because I got a message from him, and they proved that it was cut. Fair enough. I'll defend them on that. But I ain't like the way they were talking about Mittens for like no fucking reason that I see.
Y'all be tapping, please tap.
And when I seen the comments, it's like there were people in there that like Mittens, and they say that. And that's one of the inconsistencies that, I'm going to address with some people. Now, I know some people don't like to speak up, and that's okay. If you're somebody who don't like to speak up because you don't feel you can, I ain't going to point that out.
There's a difference between speaking up and
Like, hey,
playing in people's fucking faces or playing both sides or being fake as fuck. Because that's kind of where I'm at.
because look, Mittens gets a lot of shit for no reason. I said it the other day. Mittens has taken a lot off of my plate by being the new person to point the finger at and say it's their fault. I appreciate that, Mittens. It used to be me. Then Bougie got it. Now Mittens got it. It cycles through people.
Well, I mean, it's still kind of me too. Let's be honest. It never changes.
Still kind of me too, but not so much.
It's always you and always me. Never changes. And most of the time, Mittens.
When you've got Kai sitting in Smash's vile ass chat that she does not moderate, spinning the shit about Mittens, it's more than just one person that says it. It's everybody's going to pick it up, and then it snowballs up to Smash's live, and she don't control her chat whatsoever.
Not at all.
The chat's not nasty here.
Yeah, there's no controlling the chat, but I mean, there's a lot of shit talking and a lot of things being said, but yet those people being talked about are not even allowed in there. So that's kind of crazy.
Y'all, I'll tell you what. Here's the simple solution to diagnosis amnesia. Get a bunch of you together and go mass report the fuck out of it. Just go down the line, all the videos. There'll be enough violations to pull it.
Or constantly comment on her videos about how she owes a fuck ton of people money.
That too. But yeah, just go mass report her shit. There you go.
She privated her account when Adam called her out.
With good reason, because Adam's followers are not bought.
And they do their fucking research and they know what they're talking about. I've been with Adam for quite some time. As a matter of fact, Adam came to me after he vetted me with several people, so he's a good dude.
He is. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, she's not private anymore, but she did go private whenever Adam called her out.
Yeah, go mass report diagnosis amnesia. If you like Mint, if you like Karma, if you like Bougie, go for it. Just go throw a few reports in on videos you think will get taken down. It's a very easy solution to that account.
So, what's the other agenda for tonight? What else are we talking about?
Oh, still Jen.
Oh,
I got off that topic for a second because it went.
oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, you went, but you also got disconnected.
Yes. And now we're back to where we were.
That was my fault, taking over your live, you know.
Always.
That's what they'll say. I love it.
Well, I wonder who's going to go live about your poor color choice for bras for me.
Oh, who knows? I mean, geez, we lost 100 people whenever the fuck you didn't expose me.
Right. I've heard from Jen. Well, the thing is no matter if anyone had good intentions or not, your intent can be what it is, but what it does is what it is. And I ain't babying Jen with this. I just don't think it was appropriate to go live with it. I didn't tell anybody.
Well, I mean, people could say that about me, saying what I said in Amanda's live too, but I only said that about that because, and I didn't name names originally, but because there was comments being made that I felt were contradictory to what was going on also on the back end. So it's kind of similar, but yeah, I mean, I think people are valid to have their opinions and also have their hesitations, right?
Yes.
But like everybody else says, it's easy to just say no, but I don't think it should be a bash thing. No.
So here's the thing. If you think Jen is dry bagging, why don't you pretend like someone else asked you that question or said that to you? Pretend like I said it to you. If I said to you in a phone call or a text message that I'm out of cigarettes, you're going to think, well, he's going to go to the store. But if Jen says it to you, you're going to think, oh, well, she's asking me for money. You notice how two people can say the exact same thing and you can perceive it different ways? I think what everybody needs to do is stop perceiving Jen as being someone who's dry begging, because dry begging is a sad excuse to drag somebody for.
But Reds just said that nobody went live about Jen.
I know
I didn't go live about the other one either, but it was brought up in a live, and I fucking that turned into a goddamn nightmare.
Nobody went live about Jen, but it did happen and it did spiral, and I watched it. And
like nobody turned on her? Is that what happened?
Well, I go in and nobody said anything to me. I went in with the whole SPG thing because Reds had messaged me that SPG was going after her, and I was going to come in there and really give it to her, you know, because
SPG was in Amanda's live or where?
Yeah, I think it was Amanda's live. And she accused Reds of sending me messages from her. That never happened. What? She deleted her whole side of the messages like Peppy did me and Nikki.
Like Peppy?
Yeah.
That bitch.
So Reds never sent me no messages. Like, Reds just don't send me something to send me something. I don't ask her for anything. She does enough as it is. And I try to keep her out of the drama. So, you know, if you see a message from Reds that's leaked, well, then she has insisted that I put it out there because I don't like doing that shit. Look at how many of Bougie's messages I actually leaked compared to what there was. Not even 0.1% of them got leaked.
I mean, they can. There's nothing worth a fuck. And the ones you did leak, people were like, oh, she knew that these were going to be leaked one day, so she worded her thing. Yeah, okay.
From a year ago, you know?
Yeah. She's only acting rational because she knew they were going to come out one day. No, I didn't. I didn't know people did that kind of weird shit.
I'm not going to yell at nobody for the live. I'm not mad at anybody for the live. I think that we all need to have a little bit more self-control, and we all need to understand what, you know, a few years of bullying like that can do to somebody. I apparently Bougie wants something on her online slot machine. The Scam Slam heard that go off, and she's going to be in here any minute.
No, it's my 200th comment in your live. It's a super fan.
Oh, nice. False alarm, Scam Slam. It's not a slot machine. Get out of here.
Sorry, Scam Slam. Hey, listen. People are shady on this fucking app, man. I be noticing. I be picking up what people are doing. It's kind of weird. I can tell people's difference of like attitude and like when they kind of like stop, when they start distancing, and all that kind of weird shit. Like when they unfriend you or like block you just so that they don't have to unmod you because they don't want you to know that you were unmodded. Like fucking weird shit.
Well, that brings up another point before we get back to the gen stuff. We don't talk near as much as we used to, right?
No. Oh no, I've hardly been on. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my real fucking life.
Yeah, I don't think any differently of Bougie. But there's other people in here that I've done the same thing for, and I don't pester them to do what I say or follow me. It's so they can use the app the way they want to before all that happened. That's what it's about. I'm still good with all of them, but I just don't talk to all of them near as much, mainly because there's a whole lineup of new people that.
Well, we don't have to fucking talk all the fucking time.
Right. It's an example of everybody says, oh, well, everybody just does what he says. I don't tell none of y'all to do nothing. I just kind of explain my side and call it a day.
Well, and I think a lot of us, at least the people that are, closer, like I think a lot of us, we know how each other operates and we know we can trust them with like not doing dumb shit or like fucking up shit. And
like Hallie, not Barry.
Fucking Hallie, not Barry. God.
Yeah. So that's a good example for that too. Notice how we all trust each other to exist without any malicious anything. Well, Hallie, not Barry, is not that person to trust.
I told you that, and you were like, and
I give everybody a fair chance. Monster told me.
Agreed, and as you should.
Grim told me, Monster told me, you told me, a lot of people told me, but I'm like, you know what? Everybody gets a fair chance, an equal chance to show me that you're a fucking idiot, and she absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
And not good or a safe person at all.
Not at all. But she's found a great new group.
Oh, for the week at most.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have much money to be, cash apping. Do I get to claim my $630 to Friends with Attitudes on my taxes as like donations? Do you know a chance?
Yes, you do.
Okay. She has to count that as income, right? Don't you have to count all your money on your cash app as income?
Actually, yes, she does.
That's rough for a lot of people.
Well, what you can do is, just so you're covered and you're safe, I will give you the 1099 to send her. That way she knows and she's informed that she has to report that money, because you paid her for her services of dropping people from her live, from her job that is officially her job with her
LLC,
ankle jewelry and all that. So we'll get a 1099 together and we'll send it to her. Anybody else who has sent Friends with Attitudes more than $600.
Well, I sent her $630 according to my cash app.
You're right over the 1099 limit. Anybody that sent over $600, please do give Friends with Attitudes a 1099, because you will be able to, as an expense.
That doesn't work though if you don't have an LLC. So like other creators that get, I don't know, like raise a bunch of money for like whatever, but the money goes to their cash app.
Well, no, it's just like if
they have to claim that as income though. Like if it's, because anything you get in your personal cash app is income, period.
Well,
you know what I mean?
For you, even if you don't have an LLC, you could hire an electrician and pay them cash.
No. I know. I'm saying for other creators though, they don't have LLCs and they're just on here like, and they get cash apps or they're collecting funds to make donations to people. They have to claim that money on their income tax as income. Yes. Period.
So Guardians of Valor was wrong on his tax advice.
100%.
Everything else. The
And I know
biggest
that
rule.
because of Slot, actually. So if you're getting money in your personal Cash App, whether you have a nonprofit or not, you have to count that as income. So you can't just be like, well, $1,000 of the $2,000 I made on Cash App this year was from my followers sending money so that we could donate to such and such. You can't do that. Ain't gonna work. Mm-mm.
Right. So when you send her that 1099, it's also a big fuck you to her too, as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that there's some creators that are on some sort of state assistance. So like that is counted as income, by the way. You have to report that to your, Medicaid or whatever the fuck it is that you do. But don't not report it because you'll be like Slot.
No, the biggest, even if it is friends and family, the biggest rule, the core rule to the IRS is you must report all income. It does not matter where it's from. After you report that income, then that is when you go through the deduction process and the categorization. But you have to, even if
It
you
literally
suddenly,
says gifts from, it does say income from gifts or friends or family or whatever. It does say that. Like it's still considered income received.
yes, because the IRS sets it up to where, like, look, if you are selling crystals on the street and you don't report that income, you have to. They'll hit you for tax fraud if they want.
Mm-hmm.
You're not reporting that income.
I mean, if you get a $25 check from your grandma for your birthday, I mean, the IRS don't give a fuck. But you have to include your money that you get from people because it's all considered income you received, right? And then your deduction should kill it. But for people that are on TikTok collecting Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals, or whatever, and then they're like, oh, just put on your Cash App that you want it to go to whatever for donations, not to me personally, you still got to count that because it went into your personal Cash App.
So
And
here's the
Cash App
thing.
will send your fucking W or your 1099 or whatever. They send that to the IRS. The IRS is going to know any fucking way.
Here's the thing about taxes. Neither one of us are tax experts, okay? So don't take your tax advice from us. Report all income to the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Be safe. Better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a $25 check from your grandma for your birthday, I say report it, but consult with a tax expert, not some stick figure on TikTok dressed up like an HR manager.
And the bougie elf. Flying without wings, that's different though, because that's a completely different thing, right? Like there's a certain amount that you don't get taxed on when you're doing things like, real property or whatever from family, or like money that you're getting from an annuity or a trust or something. It's different, but yeah.
That means if you're listening to this and I don't like you, you better do your taxes right, okay? Because I'm pouring all of your asses to make sure you did.
Yeah, and don't forget, I mean, Slop's kind of probably regretting that she didn't take my advice a couple years ago.
And if anyone else wants to be petty too, report everybody you don't like. Even if you don't know, just be like, hey, IRS, let's make sure they did their taxes right. There's TikTok gifts, there's Cash Apps, Venmo, PayPal. There's gifts that they get in the mail that they really should be claiming the monetary value of. It doesn't
That's
matter
interesting. That's interesting that we just brought this up though, because listen, this just came to my head. I remember when Smash was raising money to help Miss Sue, and she was saying like, oh, she has to give it to her a certain way in the mail because of the tax situation, right? Smashly, you do understand that really, however you give it to her, it's still income that she should report. Now, Miss Sue can do whatever she wants, but I'm just saying, like, it's still taxable money.
there is a difference between like Miss Sue's situation as an older woman and Smash's as a able-bodied woman who just doesn't want to work.
No, but what I'm saying is she was saying she had to mail the cash in the mail because of tax reasons. She couldn't send it to her on like Cash App or whatever.
Yeah, that's
because there was tax, liability. But the tax liability is actually on you, Smash, and you didn't really, there's no way you can give somebody else money and there's no tax liability on it for that person. I mean, it's up to them though.
That's a safety for Miss Sue.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't get Social Security or any Medicaid taken away.
Right.
but the tax liability does fall on Smashley. Now, Miss Sue is spending that on a procedure, which I'm sure she did, legitimate purpose. She's totally fine with that. It's just it avoids the headache of having to go through the process for Miss Sue, and she doesn't need any more stress on her as it is.
But those that did donate for a cause, right? Like all of the fucking angel wings things or whatever, and all the wish lists that everybody fulfilled, that is also a tax write-off for you.
So
it doesn't really matter, agent ad litem. At the end of the day, it's still money that she received in her personal Cash App that she is required to report to the IRS no matter what the fuck she did with it. Her donating it to people or buying things for other people is no different at all than if I get money and I fucking use it for myself. It doesn't matter. It's the same shit. It's money received. That's how it goes. The IRS doesn't say, well, you can get money if you use it for other people and you don't have to claim taxes on it. No, that's not how it works. You're claiming taxes on the money you receive, bitch. But people that donated for things like that, they can put that as their donations for deductibles. Sure can.
So, like I said, the core rule to the IRS is you have to report all income you receive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the core rule. It does not matter what it's for. All of it, all money you receive is taxable by default.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through the deductions process. Now, what is she doing with it?
And how do we know how much was received? Do we see all those receipts? I mean, are there statements for that? Because I know when this happened with Miss Sue before, with Slot, we never knew. People got money, but we don't know how much was actually given for that person and what was kept on the other end.
So here's the thing about Slot. Slot tried to do her best to set herself up as a pass-through person. That is the legal technicality of what she tried to do.
As a what?
As a pass-through person. Okay. She would go and she would say, we need to make X amount of money. And if we make X amount of money, I'm going to do this with it for this person before the money hit her account. Then she would go do it.
That's kind of some of it, but not all of it, no.
Well, she would keep some on top, but she would
but there would be people that would come in her boxes or her live and her comments, and then she'd be like, "Oh, okay, sure, here's my cash." But she went live with her Cash App in her fucking box every day on the green screen.
Just for simplicity's sake, she did that. She tried to do that to try to use it as the excuse because being a pass-through person is the only real clean way to have a non-taxable income. That's it.
Except that it didn't work for her. It backfired on her.
Right. That backfired.
Because when she got charged, it clearly says in the arrest warrant and the indictment that, like, for 1 year, she received X amount of money from PayPal, X amount of money from Cash App, X amount of money from Venmo, X amount of money from TikTok, but she didn't claim it.
On the Slot thing. It's just, it didn't work for her because she couldn't prove that she was a pass-through person. It's really hard to prove that you're a pass-through person because you have to show with every single transaction that the money was earmarked beforehand for the person that you were raising it for the amount that you raised it for. And once you raise that money, you stop for that person. That venture is over. Obviously, that didn't happen. You also have to have no control over it whatsoever for personal use.
But she also didn't report it. That's one of her charges, is she did not report it.
Yeah, this is not about her charges. I'm just giving an example of what she tried to do and the only clear way to be tax-free with a situation like that.
Hey, Farrah.
And
how are you doing, girl?
You got to keep good records.
That's right. Exactly. And if it goes to your Cash App, you got taxes owed on it. I mean, that's just how it works out. I mean, you have a tax liability, but I mean, obviously, again, it's all about deductions. But any money you receive, report it.
Hold on, she's full taxes. Smashley is. Everybody is that's doing wish list. Because when you collect money and you decide how to spend it, you have to pay a 30% income tax on that
Mm-hmm.
off the top, no matter what,
Yep.
because you had control over it. You could have used it for personal use. Even though you did spend it on other people, the IRS gives no fuck.
Yep.
It's a tax liability at that point. And you can Google that too.
That's right.
So if the money comes to you and you decide who gets what, you have to get spent. If you pick through the wish list, you have other people pick through the wish list and use that account, you have allowed other people to decide how it was spent. It was not earmarked for anybody. It was not for a specific purpose that was let known to the public. You have a tax liability.
That's why it's always smarter, quite frankly, to just let people see the wish list and purchase things off of it versus raise the money and then go all whatever. But hey,
So,
not my problem.
do you know what the IRS says about buying things for people?
No, go ahead, tell me.
That's your expense, not their income.
That's right.
So the stuff that she's buying on the wish list, those people ain't got to pay shit.
Mm-mm.
But she's got to pay it for having it come into her.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So only registered 501(c)(3)s can claim charitable donation. Because donation is not a tax category. Charities go through a different donation process. They receive non-taxable donations. There's not a donation option on TurboTax, you know?
That's right.
Where'd you get this? It was all donated to me for other people. It's a tax nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's around with these wish lists. It's a good cause and shit. But y'all's getting fucked with the IRS and putting yourself in debt next year, and y'all are going to be begging for money to pay your damn tax bill.
My rule of advice, honestly, if anybody wants to know, is if you're wanting to help that person directly with like a wish list, like Farrah said. Don't give your money to people on this app that are claiming that they are collecting it to do wish lists. Don't do that, because there's no financial transparency given to the people that have sent the money.
Right. So now, there's only not many ways you can deduct it. But you can deduct it as a legitimate business expense.
If you're a legitimate business.
Only if it enables you to make more money. And how Smashley receiving money for Wishlist is her making more money, I don't know. But if she's able to deduct it and claim it as a business expense, then everybody giving her money best see that as there's something more behind it. Because she's making more money off your money.
Mm-hmm.
But she won't be able to do that because
Yeah.
You cannot deduct personal gifts. I'm reading this from the website. You cannot deduct random generosity, meaning if you give a homeless person $2 at the Walmart median, you cannot deduct that $2. Okay.
You can deduct charitable donations with receipts or whatever if you want to, if you're doing it itemized or you're doing standard, but it has to be to a legitimate charity.
It's got to be to a legitimate registered 501(c), and they send you a form that you put with your taxes. You cannot deduct helping people out of kindness, which is what the wish lists are. And you cannot deduct paying someone's bills without a business purpose.
That's right.
Now, about the 1099s, if you get one, you owe taxes on that money. If you don't get one, you still owe taxes on that money. You just didn't get one.
Don't think the IRS doesn't have it, because if you look at your tax transcripts in your tax account, they already have it.
The IRS be fucking with you because they already know what you owe. Because when you do your taxes wrong, sometimes they'll email you back and be like, hey, you did this wrong. We
or
know
they'll audit you 3 years later. But also your bank sends a statement, your bank statement to them. Your tax form that they also send you, they send it to the IRS. It's in all of your it's in your IRS account, period.
The IRS is like, we know how much you owe. We just want to make you figure it out.
Yep. It does catch up eventually. Sure does. Might take a couple years, but it sure will. But when you got people that are helping the IRS catch up, it's a lot quicker. Right, Silent?
The safest way to do it is to use a GoFundMe and set the recipient and not you. Let it become their tax liability.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people
And
opt
I'm not
out
going
of
to read
having the GoFundMe take your tax percentage out, but don't think that they don't have to send. Every company, Cash App, Venmo, GoFundMe, all of it, they all have to send the IRS the statements of what they did, and they're just like a third party money collector, right? So I mean, they're essentially a bank, so they have to be transparent. They're just hoping you are too.
Well, yeah, they want to also catch up on some shit. But I will say the other ways to do it, Smashley needs to have a separate account for pass through. If she wants to do that kind of stuff, cool. But she should really do it the right way and not fuck herself on taxes. So I
Ain't
don't
my
want to see her.
problem.
I don't want to see her get fucked over on taxes. So that's a little rough.
Yeah, but come on, you're a grown ass adult, okay? You file your taxes. It's literally in there.
Does she?
I mean, I don't. Well, I would assume. I mean, I would assume so. I don't fucking know. But
No.
I mean, what I'm saying is that everybody knows that you have to pay taxes. Like you have to do all that. So
Yes. Just this quick recap on that. Then we're going to move on to the gin stuff. Money sent to you is taxable income. Money that you use to buy things for other people, well, you've spent taxable income. You still owe the general income tax, which is 30%. So for every $100 that you get and spend, there's $30 tax liability on you. But you can't go online and say, well, for every 100 I get, I'm going to spend 70, because then people feel ripped off, even though it would be the fair thing to do. Just don't do it.
that's not true, Casey. That's not true. That you have to make over $15,000 a year to file. That's not true. Not at all. Look at people that are on welfare. They have to file taxes. So that's not true. And actually, I think it's like $5,000 a year. I don't think it's fucking 15. But that's earned income, like as in money that you got from work.
So where
Yeah,
did you
it's
look that up?
600 for a 1099. You're right. But I'm saying
No,
earned
hold
income
on.
is different.
I just looked it up. It is 400 or more for TikTok.
Oh, that's right. They changed it.
Yes.
Now, Cash App and all of that, though, what's that? I know that they changed that recently too. I think
Yeah,
it's
I believe it.
$600 because it was they made it 1,000. I think it's $600 now.
It's 400 now across the board. Yep, $400 self-employment income, $400 Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, $400 TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
The bottom line is if you receive a
GoFundMe.
1099, you better file your fucking taxes because if you're getting a 1099, the IRS is getting that same 1099 that company sent you. Period.
And if you're not getting the 1099, file your taxes, because the IRS still knows somehow.
All right.
So I see where she's getting the 15,000. Okay, so it says technically if you're single and under 65, file if your gross income is 13,850 or more, or if you're jointly filing 27,700. But your 1099 still goes.
That's the standard, but that's the standard deduction rate is 27,750.
Yes, that is the standard deduction. That is if you're 9 to 5. You technically don't have to file if you make $6,000 and you paid taxes on the payroll taxes. But if you make $400 or more on TikTok, you have to file it. That does not count towards the same threshold. Yep, only if you're a W-2 employee, and that's payroll and all that. Because consult a tax expert, not a fucking stick figure on the internet. I might be dressed like a tax guy, but I'm not. That went left. Everybody got there. Late December tax prep. Better than Petty. At least I've filed taxes. Petty hasn't. And yes, technically Petty would have had to file the $3,800 for the bracelet that he stole from Macy's once he was found guilty. Because it was still earned taxable income. I made a video about that too. It was kind of funny. I will be posting it. It's more of a cutaway though. So, we'll see. It takes me a while to make some of these videos. Petty's financial classes consist of him grabbing his wife's passport and pretending it's his, telling everybody to go to the bank and get quarters because change ain't going nowhere anytime soon, which I don't know what that was, but I recorded it. I listen to it every now and then when I need to laugh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, go to the bank and get it all in change. Petty is mistaken like normal change for 1964 and before quarters and dimes, and 1969 and before quarters, dimes, and half dollars. Half dollars for 64 and before as well, because 64 and before is 90% silver. 69 and before is 40%. That's what he just read online and was like, I'm going to tell people that. And vulnerable people were like, sure, we believe Petty. His wife pays for a nice house he lives in. He must be put together on his wife's dollar and with his wife's passport because he can't get one. Oh, if you owe tax money, as long as it's in by the 15th, it is what it is. Give me 2 minutes and then I'm going to do the gen stuff. I will be right back.
I also know it says it on the website too, but even if you don't make the income threshold, right, and you have refundable credits like earned income credit, child tax credit, you should still file. And yes, usually you can get an extension till like October. I wonder though, Nick. I think you have to have a legitimate like TikTok. Like I think you have to have a legitimate like LLC to write that off, or like you. I mean, I guess self-employment, but is it self-employment?
No, you cannot write off any donations to you whatsoever.
No, somebody said if you go live in your vehicle, can they write off car for a business expense? And by the way, that's not like you don't get to write it off all in one fucking year though. I mean, they I can't remember what they call it, but they basically stack it out for a few years.
You could, if you had an LLC and your content was specifically going live in your car, at least like 80% of the time, you could definitely write off your car as an expense.
But remember, you have to be self-employed. Like, you have to consider TikTok your self-employment. Like,
yes, yeah, you got to keep records, and you got to prove that you use your car for that. But if you really wanted to, yeah, people can write off portions of their rent, even if they don't own their home. If they go live in their home all the time, you just have to have an LLC.
And you don't get a write-off. Like, yeah, you have to. There's a way to do it though. Like it's not just the whole amount that you paid for the car. They basically do it to where like depending on the depreciation of your vehicle, like how much you use, you can write a portion of it off. Because if you use your car for personal use as well, I mean they factor that in.
Yes, so that's why I said at least like 80%. Then they don't knock off too much because the IRS is never going to believe.
But you have to do the mileage on it. I think it's based on mileage too. Like if you use your car for business expense, you write off a certain amount of it. But if that same car is also used for a personal expense, or for personal use, there's a formula that they use. Like when you do, because my husband does it for his car for work. My husband does his car for work, so like he has to put the mileage, like how many miles did you use it for your work, and you calculate that, and then
You want to be able to claim.
is it all right? Yeah, you're cutting
You
out,
want to be able
Florian.
to claim
Can you please
mileage.
go to McDonald's?
I'm sorry, hold on.
Depreciation. You never depreciate trouble. That's true, morose or I don't know, but that's true too, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You can't deduct mileage for TikTok Live because you can't drive while you're doing it. But what you can do is deduct your payment.
That's right, trouble. You right.
If it's
You on it.
the year, the miles, and this formula. But yeah, if you
Go
can
see a
prove that you go,
CPA. The bottom line is get a CPA. Fuck.
yeah, if you can prove you go live in your house, take that shit to a CPA. They'll find something they can deduct. Them fuckers find anything they can deduct because the happier you are, the more you pay them.
Well, yeah, and really, it's like if you have like an office in your home, you get to deduct that square footage of that office, right? And anything in it, really, you get to deduct those things, and they kind of stack it up over a period of years is how they do it, but you don't get to claim it every fucking year.
Well, if you do merch, you can.
Like you
You can
can't
write
claim
off.
your home office square footage every fucking year.
You can if you go live every year.
Um,
Them CPAs are good as fuck at what they do. I'm
they
not
are.
one.
They're worth the money. I'm not talking about H&R Block. I'm talking about like a real CPA.
Yeah, like a real one. H&R Block will just do the TurboTax shit for you and call it a day.
That part. Mm-hmm. Okay, back to the Jen thing. Okay. We're not tax experts. Full disclaimer. We're just giving advice based off of what we know, what we've read on the IRS website, and our own experiences. By the way, Trouble, I love you.
Yes.
Red, love you.
Yes.
Spread,
Our
love
own
you.
get a CPA. A stick figure on the internet is not one. Unless I was, but I'm not. But I'm the Jen. Everybody's got to understand that there's a certain amount of pressure that gets put on you when you've got so many people constantly talking shit about you. Not me. I'm built different. Okay, I can handle that shit like nobody else. But some people can't. Like we all have our strengths, and mine is being able to take heat, but it's not everybody's. Because realistically, I've taken an unimaginable amount of heat on this app, and it was just like cool. It does some shit to you if you let it bother you.
It does.
It can fuck you up, you know. And the fact that Scammy Claus keeps doing it, Dora keeps doing it, T kept doing it, even after Jen was clean, that does something else to you. That nothing's ever going to be good enough, and nothing's ever going to make this stop. And you're targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Jen is 100% targeted. Because this is something that not a lot of people know. Does anybody know how it started with Jen? How Jen was found by them?
I don't.
Anybody in the chat know? I'm getting reported. Hold on 1 second.
Of course. Everybody tap, 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 please. Awareness.
So,
Awareness called her out. It started with Diamonds and Kelly.
it really started with Mama J and Dora. So Mama J found Jen and befriended Jen for a very short time before Dora jumped in the middle and said she was a PI. and then
She really
scamming
said she was a PI? For real?
What's up?
She really said she was a PI?
Yeah.
Oh.
Multiple times. Multiple times per phone call. She would hound Jen and say, well, I'm a PI. I know everything about you. I know all your family. I could be outside watching you, and that's the shit Dora would tell her. Why are you scamming? You've done this to hundreds of people before. And Jen had no fucking idea what she was talking about. Jen thought that her and Mama J were friends because Mama J fed her the vague, I can sympathize with you, and let Jen fill in the blanks with her own experience to build a bond with her. What's up, Rum? Is it like really wait 1 minute or?
Wait a fucking minute.
Yes.
Dora knew
Yes.
Jen via
Yep.
hanging with T.
So T was Jen's mom.
Positive said, is Mama J a snake too? Asking respectfully.
Yes.
Respectfully.
T was Jen's mod for 2 weeks. T had asked Jen to split money with her that she was getting from people. And Jen said no. So T split off and started doing awareness on her. And that's around the time that Mama J got in good with Jen. It was at the beginning of February, end of January, when Mama J, 2023, I believe. And that's where the mohawk comes in, because Mama J used to go live on a couch, and Dora, with the sides of her head shaved, would be sitting next to her in full view of the camera. You guys know how Dora says she had to drive and, quote, save Mama J? Dora was homeless when she got with Mama J. Dora got a place to live.
Because her
Mama
last
J.
sugar mama was done with her.
Yes. And Dora's whole family is done with her.
She goes on
None of
sugar
them
mama
want anything to do
fucking
with her.
escapades. She looks for sugar.
To go, quote, save Mama J from an abusive relationship. I believe Mama J was in an abusive relationship, and I'm not going to discount that, discredit her, take that away from her. But Dora was homeless, and Mama J saved Dora. It was the other way around. I haven't tried to call Grandma and Grandpa yet.
Drop, but I'll
We're going to drop. Okay. Yeah, I can recap. So, let me get a suitable image up and fuck with Artie a little bit. So, T was Jen's mom for about 2 weeks. And this was at her, begging and all that. T wanted to split money with Jen. T asked Jen for some of the money that she was getting from people. Jen said no. Because, of course, she was in active addiction. Of course she was going to say no. So T went and started doing awareness on her, and that was T's introduction into awareness. Mama J befriended Jen. She would Jen would go into their lives where Mama J was on the couch and Dora was shaved, the sides of her head shaved, would be sitting on the couch with her. And all of a sudden, when Jen would go to call Mama J, it was, she's not able to come to the phone. Or she doesn't want to talk to you because you're a scammer. Hey, Kimberly. And Dora was telling Jen that she was a PI. That Dora knew that Jen has done this to 100, 200 people before. That Dora knew everything about her because she is a PI, a licensed PI, which is a private investigator. It sure is. There's a lot too, by the way. And this is where it gets a little, you got to be observant, okay? You have to pay attention to how much they respond to me. Because when I first let Jen into a box, notice the amount of heat that I got for it. And why? Notice the amount of heat that they're already losing their mind. Dora is going to bring me up on that true crime side of TikTok tomorrow. Easily. It's an intimidation tactic when they say something like they're law enforcement or they're a PI or something like that. Because dishonest people expect full transparency from people so they can use it against them and twist it. What did Jen do except for ask for money? Ask for money. You don't see Dora walking up to the homeless people, holding signs on the street, telling them that she's a PI and that they're scamming everybody that gives them a couple bucks. But it's easier to do on the internet because when you see somebody gifting, you're able to message them and say, hey, you got scammed. That you were lied to, and they gaslight people. The vast majority of the people that get riled up about it sent less than $10. TikTok isn't really a place where you're going to go online and ask for money and you're going to get 50 here, 100 here, and just consecutively. You might get $600-700 a week, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not really even that close to a real livable wage, especially for somebody in active addiction. That's not even really enough for your habit. But anybody who gifts, they message. If they can find a way to trigger them, they make the intercept cash apps. If they do the thing that gets them riled up, and they're good at triggering Jen, as we've all seen. They spam the intercept cash apps in while she's triggered, so people who are like, well, I'll just give her the money so she gets offline, fucks up and sends it to the wrong cash app, just like they did Lisa. And they don't refund it, like they say. Scam slam. But Scammy Claus got involved out of nowhere. Right when she changed her name. I believe it was mid-February 2023. She changed her name to Scammy Claus. And they were going for it ever since. They have all made money off of it. I know you haven't remembered. Jen did what a lot of people in addiction have done, and that's lie to people. Correct. If you have been in active addiction and you can tell me that you have not lied to somebody, you're lying to me right now. Like, it comes with it. But with Jen, as with Lisa, it went on and on and on, and it became these people's addiction. Notice how so many things have been disproven about Jen. None of that's addressed by anybody who says it. While the person in active addiction is lying, the people who are in active addiction bullying this person, they're also lying too on those people. They're making people out. They give $2 to somebody on Cash App out to have been fucked over of their life savings and gaslight them and tell them weird shit like, oh, it could be their last hit. The blood is on your hands. Stuff like that. And that affects normal people. Shit, I gifted Lisa Richards on purpose. And you ought to have seen how many damn messages I got. And they were all advertisements to go to Scam Slams Live. And those messages. You send Lisa a rose, you got 20, 30, 40 advertisements to go to Scam Slams Live. When you used to gift Jen, you got advertisements to go to Doris or Scammy Claus. It is. And sadly, disability has a lot to do with it. If you look at the circus acts, the bearded woman, the super tall people, the people with deformities and stuff, they were there for people's entertainment. And that's deeply rooted into our morbid curiosity of, like, people. Like, it's in everybody. Some of us worse than others. Me, for sure, worse than others. But they're just satisfying their need for that morbid curiosity to make fun of somebody and to bully somebody and to trigger somebody and to make them act a way that satisfies the need for control, like Scammy Claus has and Dora has. It satisfies a lot of things for a lot of people, and that's why you see so many people get together. They're not all together for the same reason. Some people just get a kick out of watching people get triggered and mad and cry and doing it. And Spread, I've been watching Spread for a long time, okay? I've never went on Spread. I knew it was Spread messaging me on backup accounts. I never said anything. I won't out her backup accounts publicly, but I'll tell her privately. I don't even think she knew that I knew it was her. Yep, they rattle the cage to make them do a trick, and that is exactly what they do to Lisa. That's what they do to Jen. That's what they do to Abby. That's what they do to a lot of people. And they blame, drugs or mental illness or they need help. No, they need y'all to stay the fuck away from them. That's what they need. They don't need y'all there shaking the cage. They need to be left alone, which is where I did gain a lot of respect for Spread. Because I seen what she was doing, and she was doing the same shit I was doing. And ain't nobody else really doing that. The whole diverting attention and making people feel a kind of way by not really making people feel a kind of way, but they're insecure around you, so they start to stick to it. It works. Because they feel like they know you know. And if they don't silence you and all gang up on you, people are going to believe you. That's why you've seen so much heat on me, so much heat on Spread, so much heat on Bougie for the petty stuff, because Petty knew she knew. I get blamed for the petty stuff I get, quote, credit. But all credit goes to Bougie for that. Petty, he has a frail masculinity. He'll never be able to admit that it was Bougie that fucked his ass up. Now, everybody who participated also gets credit too. But Bougie did put the puzzle together.
Hey, I just come up here to address this comment. Lee, you followed me for a long time. You know how I am. They have, like you say, they need to stay off TikTok. They have every right to be on TikTok just like anybody else.
Wait, who does?
She says they need to get off TikTok, stay off TikTok, and I'm guessing she's talking about Lisa and Jen. They have every right to be on here just like anybody else.
Hold on. Are you talking about Lisa and Jen? Or are you talking about the people that are bullying?
Lee? I'm guessing Lee's probably talking about Lisa and Jen. I know Lee. Lee knows me. What I'm going to say to that is they have every right to be up here, be on TikTok just like everyone else. Does Lisa need help? Absolutely. Do I watch Lisa? No. Will I help her with money-wise? Absolutely not.
Right. I won't either. But if she emailed me and said, hey, I would say hey back.
Honey. She needs help. There's a lot of people in here that needs help. But saying stuff like that is not okay.
I got a question. Is it help bullying? Is it help going into her lives with, on the live family members' names and on like that on the accounts to trigger her? Because that's not help.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
She got a call. The old lady that's given the last dime isn't protected that way. Because if we all notice, the lady giving people their last dime was doing it to Guardians of Valor, who was co-signed by Scamming Clause. Those are the serial users and abusers, the ones that are pretending to be good people. You see Lisa get online, and she gets online as herself. Yes, she lies for money. But if you can't look at Lisa and know, that's a you problem. You'll learn. But it's the people that are pretending to be someone they're not. They have a little bit of influence, and they're using it to take advantage. Or, in Scamming Clause's case, they're diverting them to someone like Guardians of Valor so they can do it, they can take the heat, and they can still make some money off of it. Now, she's going to be like, well, that's a false accusation. Okay, well, where's your message as Guardians of Valor? The transparency that you demand others, we all demand from you. Since you've not released them, you've had plenty of time to delete them and pick through them like Stephanie did. You should have released them immediately. Like the 13 buying Lisa the pizza and canceling. That does no good. Scam Slam sending people to her alleged dealer's Facebook to talk all that they did and get Lisa assaulted. That's not helping. Constantly calling CPS on Lisa. That's not helping. That's not helping the child either. Contrary to what people may think, the argument against that is what's helping the children would have been to get them out of Scam Slam's Discord and to stop Scam Slam and Sketch from manipulating them while they were in that Discord. Okay, so let's not forget, Sketch lived in Pittsburgh, and he was in that Discord threatening the fuck out of them all the time for recordings and photos of Lisa that Samsung could use on her live. Positive encouragement is worth more than any money that you could give them. And I've said that this whole time. Positive encouragement isn't going live and letting the negativity flow with Jen. I get it. It's easy to do, and it's easy to let get out of hand. But if you practice, just like Mush did when I was talking about FWA, Mush took a box and said, "Hey, I just want to break up the echo chamber." Somebody needs to do that every time. It does not matter who you are, but that little bit of reminder brings everything back down to a reasonable level. Right spread. Same things with the quote bad parents on here. Well, first off, half of y'all that's like talking about other people's kids, y'all need to look at your own damn home, because y'all got some stuff going on at home yourselves. You should probably be looking at yours instead of someone else's. Right, Marosa. And there is being kind, but there's also not being kind in like a super enabling way. Like, Jen knows that she can't go live and say, I need money, everybody. She knows she can't do that. Because me, Nikki, everybody would be like, yo, what the hell? We would give her shit for it. Everybody's saying that they hope Jen takes all of our last dollars. All they're saying is that we have no empathy for another human that has went through a very traumatic experience on this internet for years and years, and in their life before that. Right spread. So having a little understanding and a little empathy for people who have not had the best life, okay? And Jen will openly admit to y'all that she has not had the best life. That's not a secret. Correct spread. Having compassion for another human, having empathy for them and their situation does not mean that you agree with what they're doing. It just means that you're human. And that you're able to look at somebody other than yourself and say, well, I can be nice to them because that's probably all they need. Hey, Marla, how are you? Right, Joyce. Had one of these, quote, opportunities. And she's had a few. There's never been such a group of people behind her. Okay? A lot of the same people are behind her now, but a lot of us add certain things that, wasn't there before. And it's the combination of people that matters, where we all have our strengths, where we can look out for one another, and Reds is really good about that, and it's appreciated. She might feel like she comes off like she's nagging, or it's appreciated because you have to remind people of prior experiences, but that's also where the opposing opinions are healthy, because that brings us back down to, okay, we have to remember what she did before to watch for it now. But if you get mad that she, quote, or you took something she said as, quote, dry bagging, I've never in my life gotten mad at somebody for asking me for something. And generally, I never knew what dry begging was till I got on this app. I honestly don't think that's a real life term. Okay? It might be. All right, Nikki. Right, SJ. I'm catching up on comments because I wasn't looking at them. Dry begging is just an excuse for people to say, I still want to fuck with them. That's all it is. Last night in Amanda's Live, there was a mom of 3 dogs that was just windmilling the negativity in the comments. And it's easy to get carried away with the negativity in the comments, but somebody has to snap it back to reality, okay? What's the goal? That chocolate cake do look good, but that cheesecake looks way better. What's the goal with Jen? Oh, I love me some cheesecake. If you get me a slice of cheesecake, I take offense to it because I'm going to need the rest. You've seen me in my videos, how I represent myself. So, well, there is funfetti here too. I don't know if people's comments getting filtered about the go with Jen. Or if nobody has one. And if you don't have a goal for Jen, then don't participate until you do. If you have a negative goal for Jen, don't participate at all. If you're going to take what Jen says and take it as dry begging and get mad about it, don't participate. Just flat out tell Jen, I'm good, or don't answer. Right, Rez. It should be to build her back up and let her go and exist as she is. If who she is as a person is somebody that, goes online and asks for money, that's not something that I gotta fuck with, but I can still respect her as a person and see where she's grown. Now she knows that you can't let people fuck with you just because you ask for money on the internet. But I think she's better than that. She's got a job, she's working, she's clean, she's doing much better. This shit's tough on her. Right, Rim? Oh, there's more with Dora. I'm just not going to throw that accusation out there just yet because I'm also talking to somebody else who can back me up on that. Right. House of Lies. If Jen gets mad at you, let Jen get mad at you. That is some people's defense mechanism. And for somebody who has been targeted on this app by many people who have no chill whatsoever, you need to let people have their feelings and you need to let people process them. And sometimes you need to be like, knock that shit off. Right, Spread. Jen is allowed to process her feelings however she is. Ain't a damn one of us a licensed mental health expert, but some of us are doing what we can. I've been told talking to me is like going to therapy. Ain't once have I ever went to school for it. And not just by one person. Many, many people have said it. I don't get it. It is what it is. People probably because I don't run to the app and tell everything. Jen will get over it. If she blocks you, she'll unblock you. That is her way of being like, this has happened to me how many times over the years of people getting to know me, and then they all drop off because it's just easier to do that than it is to take whatever heat that dusty bitch gave me clause and endure the private investigating, four-wheel driving, 40-mile walking in the creek in tennis shoes having fucking explorers fucking asses or can give you. Why are we even listening to them? Because they say, oh, Florida man just lies all the time. Y'all know that's a tactic because they know I got something on them. And y'all know I be setting on way more shit than I ever put out. Because I let them run themselves down. I'm not even doing anything to them. You see, they're still going after Jen. They're still loud about me. The second I let Jen in my box, how loud did everything get? How many people jumped up and was like, whoa, no, hold on. And started talking shit. Started having lives about me and Jen and everybody else. It's because they didn't want anybody to hear her. Because she's telling the truth about the bad stuff too. Got loud. Can anybody tell me why it got loud? What reason would there be for it to get loud? Because remember, the same people that got loud were the same people that's been saying that I'm a piece of shit and I'm a liar. Why wouldn't they let Jen feel the need to get loud? Oh, you didn't get loud, bro. They get mad because I've told the truth on them so many damn times that they're tired of my fucking ass already. Why do you think when people go live about me or they say something about me, notice the difference? I don't care. If they're telling the truth, I'll say they're telling the truth. If they're lying, how the fuck am I going to defend that? Like, it doesn't happen. So it's kind of useless noise. Right, Ram, you were. But you were willing to listen, and you're still willing to listen. You've always been willing to hear out all sides. And that's all I ask of anybody. To do your own independent research, to talk to all the individuals involved yourself, and come to your own conclusion. When Smashley says, well, all Florida man does is lie. When Skinny Claus says, all Florida man does is lie, they're telling you to listen to me. They're telling you to take my word for it. Because I'm telling you, don't take my word for it. I'm telling you to go do your own independent research. When they say that I'm lying to you, they're telling you to be sheep for me. And I don't think they get that part. Maybe they don't listen to me tell everybody to do your own independent research, to not believe me. If I've got a receipt up, to please go get the receipt for yourself. Here's how you get it. Here's where you get it from. You can see it for yourself from the source. House of Lies, 100%. In Jen's mind, she thinks everybody's going to just turn on her, and then it's just a domino effect of people turning. And that's what it came off as last night. What Rim said right there. I will send anybody any receipts offline in the most digestible way. I color-coded Petty's dishonorable discharge for MJ and wrote out the whole thing in Discord. So MJ is informed and MJ is able to deliver that information accurately. But even if I send you the receipts, you still need to verify those receipts. If they're court documents, you can go to the same court I went to and get them. It's encouraged. When I say do independent research, that means I'll tell you where I looked, and you can go double check. But also, go look other places that I might not have. Go talk to the person, see if they lie to you. Don't take anybody's word for it. Take everybody's word as data and then put it all together. If the topic interests you. If it's so open and shut, like T's husband, where the information on where to get the documents was given, everybody could have went and got the documents for themselves. They were posted. They were sent around. They were read on live. And all anybody got was denial, and Scammy Claus defended them. Now Smashly defended them. Halo Mama 1. That was open and shut to me. It confused me. How somebody with such a horrific crime, people would defend. And that's, that's cool. But that tells me who I don't want around me. Because if y'all's good to that, I ain't good with you. Like, I don't want none of that around me. Like, I got a lot of people around me that got kids. I got a lot of people around me that don't want that around them. So they can stay away from me, and anybody who condones it can also feel free to do the same. That also means don't take jabs at me. That means, like, I respect your decision to support such a vile and horrific, violent crime against a child by wanting nothing at all to do with you. So respect my decision of you keep taking jabs at me, supporting that. Well, I take great offense to that. Not one that I'm going to answer immediately. I'll answer in my own time randomly. But it'll be a harsh answer. And those are the answers that might not make it to the live until they're done. Well, Spread, it's really been impossible to silence me. Because I will not let it bother me. I will stand there. I will say what I got to say. And I understand the concept of how fast lies get around versus how slow the truth is to sink in. But once the truth sinks in, 100% of the matter. Right, Reds. And personally, I won't go back. Because whatever reason they've chosen to support them, at this point, it is purely negligence to accept facts. It's no longer opinion. Right, Murdos. So with the lies, you get quick, fast-acting, outrage content. That's why you see FWA running around calling everybody racist. That's why you see an unknown doing it. That's why you seen, Smashley doing it. Calling people P3DOs. That's why they do it. It's to try to alienate you and to try to silence you. None of that bothers me because I know it's not true. Lies spread 6 times faster than the truth. So a lie that's told in Smashley's live tonight could travel all around the app in an hour. But whenever you finally get around to responding to it like normal people sleep at night, that lie is everywhere when you wake up. It can be overwhelming to some people, as the live last night with Jen. Because it doesn't take the people in the box saying it. It can be the people in the comments saying it too. That gets screenshotted, normally by the people who are saying it, with all the people in the box, and then it gets represented as that's what everybody in the box was talking about through a screenshot with no audio. And then when you tell the truth, you don't feel any immediate relief from the damage that's already been done. And that's pretty damning to some people. I get it. But you continue to tell the truth, and it sinks in. It takes hold, and then that lie goes away, because at the end of the day, the only thing left standing is whatever the truth is. All the lies get blown away as you're going down the road, and the truth is what's paved in the fucking road, not the stuff that's there to trip you up. It's all done on purpose, spread. That's why she doesn't moderate her chat. But I got blocked for saying T's husband is a rapist. But they're not going to block or mute anybody saying other foul things. But when it benefits them to block so people don't know, they're hiding the fact that T's husband is a rapist. They're hoping that people forget about it. Jen gets emotional. And Jen's got to be handled a little better than that, okay? It's a learning process for everybody. Trust me, it was a learning process for me. I do know about that. But that's between them privately. There was no reason to take it live. There was no reason to make videos about it. Because what that does is that spreads the propaganda that Jen's not doing better. And that gives people like Scammy Claus and, everybody else is like, fuck Jen, that much more to latch onto, as it takes progress away. I'm glad you heard me when I said that plausible deniability arose, because I swear to God, that's what she does. I'm going to detail that probably tomorrow. Well, I'll detail it tomorrow, but I did say in the video earlier that there's a new Discord server, and I'll open it up to everybody after this live, meaning I'll send invites to everybody. If you want one, go ahead and send me a message, and I will reply to it and give you an invite. If you don't message me for one, you might get one anyways. It's a new concept. I've never seen it before. But there's no chatting. There's no channel where people can talk. It is nothing but categories and channels of educational material that I believe that everybody should become familiar with. As a matter of fact, it's been all the stuff that I've been talking about for the last 2-3 months. I've taken all of that and put it into these channels and like kind of in a more digestible, quickly read, quickly understood way that you can read on your own time without any distractions from anyone else in the server, because there's no way to send any chats in the server at all. It gives you a place to start, because starting is the hardest part. It gives you the place to start and then right down the path. The way to continue. And I think it's healthy that people know a lot of the topics. There are ways to request more, and that's leaving reactions on that particular topic. And then I'll know how many people are interested in that. And then it can be elaborated on further. I am using ChatGPT for that whole bitch, though. Because it can't be like a fucking essay and a fucking Discord thread. It's set up to where it's easily read, quickly, with all the key points there. So if you're interested in that fact too, you can go do more research on it yourself. But all of the manipulation tactics that I've talked about are there. All of the ones that I'm going to be talking about are going to go there. And it's kind of like a reference, because there's many different layers to what I do and how I do it. It's all on purpose. It looks chaotic, but it always works out, because there's a method to the madness. There really is. I'm the only one that can be the biggest dickhead in the world to everybody else, but then still have a calm, peaceful life where I'm reading for hours about the ways other people try to manipulate you. Because I'm not trying to manipulate you. I would be telling on myself. There are some things that I use occasionally, like, baiting people, like I did with the advertisement for the live saying Bougie and I were falling out. That'll never work again, because if Bougie and I did fall out, which is like so unlikely, it's ridiculous, it wouldn't go public. I can guarantee that. And, no hate to anybody being wrong, because Miss Justice, yeah, you were wrong. But Jim was also wrong, too. So there isn't, 100% of the blame doesn't fall on one person. But with proper guilt and proper blame, that's where people feel like it's fair. And then they can learn from that experience. You can't take 100% of the blame for something you ain't do 100%. Jim reacted poorly, you reacted poorly. It's back and forth. But with Jen, we have to be more mindful. We don't need to baby her, but we do have to be more mindful of, well, it's been years of this going on. Jen has had many people who have pretended to be her friends for information, many people who have all fell out all at once. House of Lies nailed it earlier when House of Lies said, Jen, deep down in her mind, still likely believes that everybody's going to abandon her. Who, Rose? Yeah, she's waiting for it. And when she is waiting for it, she's not going to accept what's there, because how many times has she accepted what was there and then got fucked over? Who said they used to be an addict? There's different ways to look at it. I look at it in a way where you're always in recovery. You're always a recovering addict. It's way too easy to slip up. Hey, Mimo. And you do got to remind yourself, to not slip up. I need a name where it was, I don't know, there's a lot of she's. Now, if you said he, that would narrow it down to maybe like 5 people. It does narrow it. It is important to own when you were wrong. It is. But it's also important to only accept the proper amount of guilt. Because then it's healthy for both people who are guilty to work it out and understand one another a little bit better. Oh, Smash is still an active addiction. She drinks. Sorry. She's not 11 years clean drinking. And that's not even just my opinion. That's fact. The opinion part would kind of about kratom, where I would never take that away from somebody if it helps them. If taking kratom helps you not take the other stuff, by all means, I will be right there with you saying you're clean. But not if you're drinking. Now, she can put an asterisk by if she's clean off of pain medication, sure, but she's been on that for 11. Switched it at some point. You have to, because you can't take methadone forever. You do have to wean yourself off of it and make an attempt to do so, in my opinion. Right, House of Lies. And nobody's mad at anybody for yesterday. I'm not mad at anybody for yesterday. I was busy yesterday. I took yesterday off. I jumped in Amanda's box for like 2 hours. Fucked around, had fun. Didn't go live because, I just didn't feel like it. Didn't know any of that was going on. Wasn't told about any of it, and that's okay. I got hints that I didn't take, like from Reds and from someone else, when they said, hey, they're talking about the GoFundMe and what happened to the money. And I don't mind answering those questions as long as your name's not Santa Claus. So I wanted to make sure that it was close enough to Christmas to where Jen could get the money and use it for whatever she needed. And it not be gone before Christmas. And what I had been planning on doing was refunding everybody for the GoFundMe and then covering the whole thing myself, plus the match. And that's what I'm going to do. That does not discount anyone else's donation. Because without your donation, I would not have put it there. It's more of a Merry Christmas to you for being a good person and wanting to help and participate, and still you getting full credit for your help and participation. So even if you say don't send my money back, you are getting it back. But that money is still going to go to Jen. And that money, that portion of the money that you donated is still going to Jen because of you. Because if you wouldn't have donated it to begin with, that number wouldn't be there to send her. It's not about credit, but I don't want it to come off as I'm refunding everybody and then just handling it myself. I want to make sure that everybody knows that their donation did count, because without it, that number wouldn't be there. So it's more like you still donated, but now you know that I'm still matching the one day as well. The GoFundMe is up to $250. I'm going to eat the fees. So if you go donate now, I'm refunding that money. It's already set in stone at $250. I'm going to eat the fees, and then there was $50 donated on the day that I said I would match. I'm going to match that $50, and I'll be sending Jen $300 in the morning via whatever payment method she has. And if she doesn't have a payment method, because I know they like to report her shit down, I will be probably giving her my Venmo for Christmas because I don't use it. I just put the money in Venmo and give her access. Oh, as a Merry Christmas to everybody. It's where people's donations still counted because that it created the number that it did. But they get their money back, and Jen still gets the entire amount that was there plus the extra $50 match for that day. So everybody walks away good. I walk away good. Everybody who donated can feel good, gets credit because they contributed to the number. Jen gets the money, and it was a good thing that everybody has done. Even if you couldn't donate, you still deserve as much credit as everybody else, because if you've shared it or told people about it or talked about it, then you've participated. I do want to say it's funny. I cannot tell you how many messages I got with my social security number. And I think that's funny. Yeah, right. So anybody can have a GoFundMe for anybody that needs help. Anybody can set up a GoFundMe. Just don't buy. Don't run around and suggest that people fake having cancer for a GoFundMe. A certain somebody that you know who I'm talking about. They know who I'm talking about. No. I don't take anything off this app. People being present is enough. I've never made a dime off the app. I've never taken a gift off the app. I've never taken, on the back end. I've never had anything mailed to me. And that is not because, for any reason other than it loses a level of it being genuine. when people start taking money. As you see, when Smash started really openly taking money, you see what happened. I will tell you what I tell everybody else every holiday. It's the thought that counts. I appreciate it, but do for other people in need. And that means just as much as if it went to me. Thought that counts. You may have wanted it to go to me. I appreciate it, but do for somebody that's in need. I just seen Leaky Pete come in. Is Leaky Lori going to come in after? Pay it forward is a good gift for those that are hard to gift. Okay. I am impossible to gift because I feel like I'm one of the only people left that don't ask. Well, no, there's still Adam in them that don't ask for gifts. There's still Bougie. There's still me. Like, send your heart me is in your populace, but like even Farrah, Dora took advantage of her with the gifts. I don't need no big gifts. I don't want no big gifts like that. I feel bad when I end live and I see it's like $40 in gifts. And I'm like, damn, because I'm just going to recycle them and send them to some random person that I don't know that's bad to them. I do like cheesecake. I feel like Santa Claus is going to go live tomorrow with like 2 whole ass cheesecakes and being like, let me get your address, I'll send them to you. My fat ass would probably give it to. But since we're laughing about it, she'll be like, oh no, he got people laughing at me again. I have to be taken seriously. That's one thing that Santa Claus hates is being laughed at. Yes, Jenna is a sucker for ketchup. Shit, most likely the only thing I'm going to be giving any of y'all is a meme or a video privately. And it might be a fucked up one, who knows? Because I don't know what it is, but my creative liberties have been, the freedom has really been there, being creative. And I've been making some weird shit lately that I think is funny. Oh, yeah. Canada does have ketchup chips. Yes, the gift that keeps on giving. Memes. Popular opinion, I don't like ketchup. Notice I didn't say unpopular opinion. Jenna will be mad that I don't like ketchup. But that's just because she's a big fan of ketchup. I do not like maple syrup at all. And it's my own fault that I don't like maple syrup. Okay. When I was very young, I'd say like 5. I was a really, really overweight. At that time, I had a training bra that was purple. But there was some ice cream topper that was maple flavored. And it was like a big tub of it. And my fat ass ate it all. And I got violently sick. Like, I'll never forget the feeling too. It was like my stomach was like imploding on itself. That's how, like, the cramps and all that. It was a big tub. I was little. It was probably way smaller than I remember. But little me was like, it's a massive tub. Yeah, that's this account. There will be new profile pictures coming up soon. Anybody can send me profile pictures of anything they want. I will probably use them eventually. I use a bunch of random stick figures in a lot of videos that I make. I did it with coconut too. There was like a big, like, if it was a pound or 2 pound bag of like store brand coconut. I was around the same age, and I ate so much of that. And I got sick in the backyard, and it looked like a pile of snow. I will never forget it. Like, it was gross snow, but it looked like a pile of snow. Yes, missed again. Well, it's me. Do you expect to not hear the police around me? I can tell you, every time Scammy Claus hears them sirens, she's just clenching her fucking ass cheeks together. Like, are they going to miss this time? She gets so mad about that too. It's funny. It's making Scammy Claus mad because back on the Jen thing, Jen got clean, and that was their whole excuse for doing it from the get-go. But after she got clean, Dora still called her job at KFC and got her fired, and then went live and called the wrong KFC and hung up quick and was like, "Yeah, guys, everybody, I didn't call," when they said, "You got the wrong location." I seen the termination paper from her last job, where her last job got 70 phone calls from people off the internet. Like, so Jen's not lying about everything. And anybody who thinks that Jen is dry begging, look at it from a different perspective. Because like I said earlier, if I said the sentence, if I'm on the phone with you or I'm messaging you and I said, "I'm out of cigarettes," you're not going to look at me and say you're dry begging. You're gonna think, well, he's going to go to the store. But if Jen said, "I'm out of cigarettes," you would say, "Oh, well, she's dry begging." Maybe she's not. Maybe she's just venting. Yes, one of T's mods did admit to going to her work. It was Robin, wasn't it? And if Jen is, you can always say no. Which does bring me to another point, okay? When FWA was in my box, she needlessly said that KT was in her messages asking for money. Why did she do that? let me go fix this. Can somebody take a box real quick so I can shut my camera off and then go fix this screenshot? You ain't got to talk or anything. I'm gonna let y'all up. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna fix this screenshot. Okay, I'm back. So, FWA said, and her message is asking for money. You're not supposed to tell on people, FWA. It's not very genuine of you. I'm the one that sent KT to FWA. And if you read my messages that I sent to her, well, I wasn't being an asshole about FWA behind the scenes. Yes, I said, I'm sorry you're going through that. As a rule, I don't send money like that on the app. I won't tell anybody. You asked. Have you DM'd FWA? Because she's a genuinely good person, and she has the ability to get things done quick. Far better than I am, and she's very transparent about it. Now, that this was never supposed to get out, but it annoyed the fuck out of me when FWA just said that for no reason. People are allowed to ask people for money. There ain't no shame in it. What's a shame is FWA getting into a box and trying to out somebody and embarrass them in front of everybody. Well, now, but this was back when I was still good with FWA. And if I'm good with you, I'm not going to be two-faced behind your back. That's why you don't see none of my text ever leaking for the horrible person that everybody who doesn't want me to tell the truth on them try to make me out to be. If I was really that horrible of a person, my text would be leaking left and right. I don't talk shit on the back end. I talk all my shit right in front of all y'all. When I wellness checked Sunshine, I was live talking about it as they were knocking. She didn't even get to go through the experience and cry about it because everybody already knew. She went live and everybody was like, yeah, he told us, and gave no fuck. She shouldn't have called CPS on Snark. Right. And when KT messaged me this, now granted, I don't answer some people back because I don't give money. But if I know that I can direct you to somebody who might be able to help you, I absolutely will. And I'll never direct anyone to FWA again, obviously. And I would like to apologize to KT for sending her to FWA. Because when FWA took a box and fucking just said that shit randomly, yeah, it bothered me. But I don't lose my composure because I knew what we were doing. She was showing her ass, trying to be dominant, while I'm sitting there being respectful. And the contrast between our two behaviors and attitudes and tone said everything that anyone could ever want heard. Robin, you can take a box. I heard it was you, Robin. I did. I heard it was Robin. Now, if it wasn't, that's where you can come take a box and correct it with no issue whatsoever. That's how open discussions work. If I am misinformed about something, you can come up and say, well, you're misinformed about that. Here's what I actually did. And then I'll tell you who I heard it from. And you can go take it up with them. But if you're not willing to take a box, I'm not a fan of FWA no more. This was back when I was. And this was when, the only reason I'm showing this is because FWA wanted to call KT out in the middle of a live where KT didn't do a fucking thing to her. People are allowed to have their opinions and voice them without being attacked. So, Robin, if you would not mind taking a box and having a conversation, that'd be awesome. No, KT doesn't do anything. KT's good with me. I like KT. Ain't nothing wrong with her. And notice how she doesn't take a box. Because if it was me, I will go take a box every single time without fail. I will be dropped from the box. I will be dogpiled up in the box. I will be blocked from the live, but I will still go show up and take a box because I'm confident enough in my behavior and my tone and in my composure and the fact that I'm being honest, that by contrast, everybody will see their behavior versus mine. And this goes towards stuff like this with Robin. She's free to take a box. All of you here know that I'm not going to attack her. And all of you know that I won't allow other people to attack her. She's allowed to come up here and speak her mind, but she's afraid to because she knows that we all know the stuff that she's done. Right, House of Lies? That's also why she's not taking a box, because she knows she said it. That she showed up to Jen's work and asked to speak to the manager. I heard it from you, Robin. And I'm not going to think I got the wrong Robin if you're not willing to come vocalize your argument. I didn't see Scanty Claus call her out for it. If anyone's got Robin on their list, you can invite her back in if she's not here. Because apparently they just wanted to come in and start shit with Rim. Bad idea. Yep. And that you can't expect your friends to hear 100% of everything in the live. Okay? And as we can be accommodating with Jen, we also have to be accommodating with everybody else too. Peachtree, Scammy Claus lost the plot 2 years ago. Because ever since then, she has been just following me around. I don't want the coal. It's just a rock painted black. If Robin is Rim's friend, I'll lay off of her. But I would like a correction if it's not her from her. It's not anyone else's job to defend you. And Rim should not be blamed for not defending you, because maybe Rim doesn't know. Maybe we have to look at all the shit that Rim believed, because Rim's allowed to trust people. From a bunch of people who turned out to be shit. And not just this group of people, there's been others. I remember when 13 and Rim were good. I felt bad for Rim when that was all revealed. Skittles. The T and Dora shit. I know Rem took that hard. So, don't expect Rem to defend you. When Rem has an opposing opinion, Rem knows that Rem is allowed in a box to say it. It's respected. And we all think about it. And we all hear it. No, not anymore. And not even like back then. It would be annoying that she would continue. The 15 plus false allegations was a little rough. But I've consistently held myself to the same standards that I would hold anybody else at and that I have held other people at. So I know it's not impossible to stick to those standards. Funny enough, I never liked the candy to begin with. Right. But we do have to have a little like respect for when it comes to friends. And like people do with me. Like 100% of you were like, fuck Hallie. I was like, give him a fair chance. And that was a fucking mistake. But that mistake falls on me. Totally. That's why I've been saying fuck your cat. Rem and I had met the Tattoos and Cadillacs. And it was a lot of fun arguing with Tattoos and Cadillacs because he was so dumb. I didn't even know she said that about a cat and DB until I was doing research on the Tiffany account with her child, that she ended up posting her own child in that condition and blamed other people and lied to everybody. Yeah, Tattoos and Cadillacs. Another person on the long list of people that Scammy Claus used plausible deniability to support. Well, Scammy Claus could, because she told a couple thousand people, like 1,500 people in Scam Slams Live, and then on her own, that I had DB charges. And you can lie on me about some little shit. That's cool. But the second you lie on me about something like that, I got you. Like I immediately got you because you're going to have to produce receipts. I still have the text messages with the ex that she accused me of having them with. And she messaged me and she said, hey, I'm going to message Scammy Claus and clear that up. I said, okay, just tell her the truth. And that was it. And then Scammy Claus was like, well, I apologize, but I have a friend in the FBI that's giving me a truckload of receipts on him, and I know it's there. It was a backhanded apology. Yeah, the stuttering when she was proved wrong. Yes, I appreciate you, Sarah. Right, Mush. You're going to have to back up big claims with factual, big receipts. You know who that friend in the FBI was? It was Tattoos and Cadillacs. He was never in the FBI. Yeah, it was Tattoos and Cadillacs. Was her friend in the FBI. Tattoos and Cadillacs ran around this app saying he was like a part of the Department of Homeland Defense. He was in law enforcement for 20 years. He told stories about he did a bust in a house and there was a crackhead that hasn't slept in 93 days. I have all that. Nikki went in at him and it was funny. Rem went in at him and it was funny. I went in at him and I went in at him at the same way I do everybody else, composed, tone, all that stuff. And I'll say little things to fuck with people just to get that little hint from him. And I said a joke about his mom. I didn't know who she was. And he stuttered. And I'm like, you're a mama's boy, ain't you? I'm like, when I find out who you are, I'm going to drag your mom across this whole app. And I am a man of my word. I didn't know she had passed away. But I'm still a man of my word. It's been 417 days that I have drugged Tattoos and Cadillacs, unalive mother, across this app. Free Spirited, if you like Texas Tiff, you write a book so you can keep reading your script. Indeed, fuck Tattoos and Cadillacs. I gave Tattoos and Cadillacs a chance too. Because there was a time when there's always a time I'm willing to set down a beef and give people an opportunity and give them a fair chance. And both Polly and Tattoos and Cadillacs got that fair chance at the same time. But there was a difference. I was in the same Discord server as Tattoos and Cadillacs on purpose because I didn't want him to try to manipulate people like he was trying. He got really sexist. He said things like, it's always women trying to keep a good man down. And as a guy myself, I can tell you that's not true. And that's super sexist. And I couldn't do that. But the difference between Tattoos and Cadillacs and Polly is everybody genuinely liked Polly. Like, everybody did. And everybody still did. After they disappeared again, because everybody realized that it was Tattoos and Cadillacs that was really lying to her and manipulating her. Now that she's away from him and away from Scam Slam and she's able to be herself, That's the poly people should get to know. I know Rim. Not everyone, but everyone is in like everyone who's going to. And it's completely fine to not. But give it time and you'll see how Polly moves, and I get that too. But she's been moving pretty good to me. And I got to give her credit where credit's due. Yes, Nikki. Yes, it is just an incel narrative. I mean, I truly believe Tattoos and Cadillacs 100% is an incel. Because if you see him, I've showed his picture way too much on this app. He a bit of a blob. Yes, he did. Emotionally manipulated Polly for sure. See, she wasn't lying to me in between the copy and paste messages of our second conversation when she was a Scam Slam. I respected the first message better, and I told Scam Slam that because it was true. And in Scam Slam's messages with me, I called out the fact that somebody else wrote most of the second one. And come to find out, Scam Slam had wrote most of the second one for Polly to send to me to smooth it over. When I never really had like an issue with Polly, I felt like she did purposefully trigger the audience to go against me, but knowing me now, that didn't bother me. It just gave me an excuse. But I will say, right before I got dropped, I said, pills are delicious. And Polly agreed. And I laughed. And I never forgot that too. Because as I'm getting dropped, Polly's like, yeah, they are. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I know you're not a terrible person, like deep down. This is just how you have to be in front of these people. And that's the example of don't try to be anything for somebody else. If you're not accepted for who you are and you feel like you have to put effort into being something you're not, get out of that friendship. Right, Grim? Like, Tattoos and Cadillacs is permanently on backup accounts. Like Nikki said, there are people on this app that know his mannerisms and call him out every single time. And he deletes he was the action figure account. And the people, like real shit, like measured his fucking head to the videos that he used the filter with. Like they went like in depth with it. Smart people for sure. There was a lot of people that participated in that, but once it was called out that it was tattoos, it was over. That action figure account was gone, and we all knew it was tattoos for a minute before anybody called it out, because we were all like, well, if he's going to be fun, he's contributing something. But if he's going to do the whole world domination thing again, that's not going to work. It is great. He does deactivate and run and hide. Right, Rim. There was a lot of tells on it. The people that figured it out, I don't know if they want to be name dropped, so I'm not going to, but they know who they are. I didn't figure it out. Other people did. But that's when the action figure about his mom got made. Hold on, I probably I probably got something. Just as a reminder to tattoos. Like, he is the racist account now. The one with the initials that are all K's that made the meme of Shannon and the cotton field. He's that account. Crack Pipe Couture Culture is the name. Well, a good amount of you aren't going to like this action figure. God damn. Hold on, I opened up Discord and it's like, you reached a checkpoint. And it's telling me just how much of no life I've had this year on Discord. Jesus fucking Christ. So, apparently I've sent, I don't even want to say that shit. So I ain't gonna say that shit. Fuck all that. Let me get to the video I was gonna play. That's embarrassing, actually. Yeah, I ain't snitching on myself. So I will show you the first video I ever made about tattoos and Cadillacs. Mother, that is. Now, mind you, I keep receipts on myself, so if anyone ever needs ammo to use against me, message me. I literally have all the fuck shit that I've ever done. All of it. I feel like I'm the only one that keeps all of their receipts on themselves. Because I want to make sure that if you're presenting something, it's right. And if it's not right, I'll show it myself. Remember, get it from the source. Oh, yeah. Tattoos did a little more than trauma bond with me. Because I didn't bond. It was more of a just inflicting trauma. Because some of this stuff is some of the most creative and insulting things that I've ever done. Okay? Am I proud of it? Yes. 100% of the way. I don't regret it. Not a single video. We're going to get to a couple just to show tattoos and Cadillacs that we're going to end this live on a funny note. And the audacity of somebody like me to be proud of doing it. Tattoos and Cadillacs traumatized a lot of people on Reddit before he came to TikTok and started doing it. He's done an awful lot to a lot of people. And he deserves every bit of it. Because what bothers him. And that's just what it is. All right, here's the first video.
Time to have some more show face in. No, it's hopeless. I'm in denial that you're hopelessly in. When they say all of this is approaching its end, but you refuse to believe that perfect time to have some remorse to show for your sin. No, it's hopeless. I'm in denial that you're hopelessly in. When they say all of this is approaching its end, but you refuse to believe that perfect time to have some remorse to show for your sin. No, it's hopeless. I'm in denial that you're hopelessly in. When they say all of this is approaching its end, but you refuse to believe that perfect time to have some remorse.
So, what you see there was me reading urinals. And Tattoos and Cadillac's mother's headstone was a 10 out of 10 with piss every time. And that took people back a little bit. They were like, whoa, that's super offensive. I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of funny. If we know anything about Tattoos and Cadillac's mother, which we all should, her name is Eileen. I did a whole 20-track album that I didn't tell anybody what it was about, but the storyline of it was me going to dig her up and then abduct Tattoos and Cadillacs and tie him up, and then I married his mother's corpse in front of him. Also funny. It became very evident very soon in that that's what it was about. But she also had one arm. Tattoos and Cadillac's brother, she lost the other one to infection. Which, I'm sure she was a good woman. Not a good parent, because Tattoos and Cadillacs is the way he is. But a good person, nonetheless. I just know Tattoos is watching this right now being like, that motherfucker.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy,
so she wasn't happy
you know it, clap your
because she only had one arm and couldn't clap. Yeah, in the mirror, that was him. I'm going to show you a few more pictures of him with all of his stories together. But first, I'm going to show you guys the video that broke him. Confirmed. He cried. He shed tears over this video. And this was the video where people might have really realized there might be a little something wrong with me. Okay. It came out of nowhere. Me and Nikki played keep away with his mom's arm. This is definitely the funniest, one of the funnier ones, for sure. When you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, now Nikki and Trouble and all of them, they know what it is already. It is where I went to his mother's online memorial and I put a flower on her grave with my name and my TikTok name right above him. I was very respectful to her. And when I posted this, I got some side eyes for sure. So I said, your son Robert Kingman is a disappointment. I'm sorry you chose to go through with your pregnancy just for it to be a constant source of disappointment. Left by Michael Kenny, Florida Man. And right below that, Lord knows I miss you, my dear mother, from Robert Kingman. That is tattoos and kettlebells. Yes, he cried over that. He shed tears over that. It is confirmed. There was the whole 2-week period that I pretended to be in his town with 2 other people. It got elaborate, but he was threatening to dox somebody with a special needs child who happened to be one of his ex-girlfriends on the internet that he kind of fucked over. And Skittles fucked her over. And I'm still good with her. I felt it was my responsibility at the time to not let that happen. So, I am telling people, hey, it's wrong to dox people. You remember that small time of me going around everywhere being like, yeah, doxing's wrong. Damn well no, and I've done it in the past. Well, while I was saying that, I had his house posted twice on my page. Nobody cared to go look and say, hey, why is he in the box saying doxing's wrong and he's got this man's house posted twice? So here's one of them. This is when I was pretending to be in this town. So I posted this saying the sky at night at 3:30 in the morning. The zoom on this phone is blurry. All the voices in my head, you probably think that I was schizo. A bit beyond your best behavior, I'll get you a karma level. I promise you, you don't have to fear. Yeah, I'm there, here, I'm everywhere. All the voices in my head, you probably. Now he used to be somebody who worked at AT&T. That's why the phone reference is there. And people genuinely thought, "Oh, cool, you're on vacation." Now, when I posted the second one, I specifically remember somebody commenting on this video saying, "I don't think you're looking at the sky." This one says, "It's still blurry. Where's that AT&T store?" That's where he works. And when I seen that comment of someone saying, "I'm starting to think that you're not looking at the sky," I laughed so hard. So hard. It was so funny. And that song referenced the next video. Which is where I pretended to look in his back seat because I was told his dog fucked up his back seat. He did have a gold tooth 2013 Cadillac. So that back seat's all messed up. It was a gold 2013. I don't quote repairs at 4:45 in the morning though. And that's his dog. And that referenced the fact that I was talking to his ex-girlfriend in real life, Ashley, who had to go get his dog because he did not take it outside and it shit in the house for about a week. Because he was actually afraid that me and the 2 other people were in his town. And then we ran around the app joking about Tig not getting to go outside. Tig is his dog's name. Not getting to go outside and shit. And then this one topped it off. Okay. Yeah, he was too afraid to go outside because he thought we were in his town that he called his ex-girlfriend to have her come pick the dog up. His dog has hip dysplasia. I know far too much about him. Okay. Like down to what down to his dog having hip dysplasia. Like, now that I'm making these AI videos like I am, that his dog is going to be limping around him in the next couple of videos. And this is what really scared me. I was able to obtain footage from his security camera outside of his house. And I posted it in a video. And it shows both of his vehicles because it's his security camera footage.
Dog business, I would not hold your hand. Broke bitch business, I cannot be your man. Never got his ass up until we open up that can. Damn, hey, who me bands, I'm a slam. Gee, freak bitch, I like my Mac touching yeah, petty option around me. I'ma turn it off. Heard what happened to your man, not sorry for your loss.
There's pictures of his mom all over it. And there's what I said he looked like. When I first doxed him, that little guy up in the corner is who I said he was. But I had no idea how close that picture actually was to him. But I had a lot of fun doing that. If we can take a little house tour. Driver, just horrified at what he's seeing. There's his stand assist recliner that he has. His McDonald's trash all over the floor. Picture of his mom. Picture of what I thought he was to begin with, which was not far off. That is his face pasted on someone else, but that is actually not far off. Another picture of his mom. Another picture of his mom horrified at what her son turned into. And his dog. With more McDonald's trash everywhere. I did tattoos and Honda Civics. I made that account. And then we later found out that his ex-girlfriend Ashley sold his Honda Civic to get him money to get out of her house because he was a cuck. She was dating other people while he lived there, which I thought was funny. Yeah, he does have 2 Cadillacs now. I got the VIN numbers if anybody wants them. And this is why tattoos is not safe to really come back to the app as tattoos and Cadillacs. Like, he has to hide because it isn't just me. It's all of you that are fucking with him too. And it just makes me happy that we can come together as a community and bully such a vile individual. But he hates it when his mom is mentioned. And I don't even bully him. Okay. I do want to clarify that everybody else bullies him. I bully his mama. Which might be worse, but it's funny to me. And he deserves it. It's on site. 100% of the time. Like, he could come take a box right now, and I would let Rem and Nikki up immediately. Because I'm just going to talk about his mama. They're going to be the ones to bully him. And I feel like they get less of a chance to do it because I can make memes about his mom out of nowhere. He has to be around for everybody else to bully him. Oh, here's some pictures of him. Some of them are surprising. Oh yeah, no, he's watching. Because Cammy Claus says, when I go away, there's people that are hiding on backup accounts that are going to be able to come back and be who they are. She's talking about tattoos and Cadillacs. Like, she says, I'm such an evil person that I bully people off the app. Knowing what she did to Polly. Knowing what she did to Jen. Knowing what she's done to other people. Is projection. That I am so evil that I give people a second chance, and I point out what she doesn't call lies, which are lies, and give people a second lease of life on the app, I believe is what she said, just to be evil, and so they can be my lapdog. No, I'm scared of half of you motherfuckers. I think that's what a lot of people don't get. Like, I ain't looking to have beef with the majority of you that are in here, because y'all might be worse than me, but also we're not doing anything to each other. So, me and Nikki's beefed. I didn't respond. I would never want to get into an argument with Rem. I'm far too calm for that shit, and Rem would just yell at me. I don't think me and Treble's ever beefed. We've had a difference of opinion. And, like, that was a confusing time, because at that time I can look back at that and be like, there was no good side to be on. All the sides to pick for shit. And that's how we all kind of ended up just being like, we don't want no more sides. We'll just fuck off over here. Tattoos, yeah, he did try to ruin Polly. Scammy Claus and Scam Slime also tried to ruin Polly, because Polly apparently knew way too much about him. But Polly's never been asked to leak anything about him, because we all respect her boundaries and who she is. If she doesn't want to leak it, we're not going to force her to leak it. We're not going to ask her to leak anything. Matter of fact, we don't even need her to leak anything, because if she feels like it's going to be a problem within herself to break that within herself, nobody wants her to do that. Yes, half the time is we can make this mean way worse. Yeah, right, Rim. Well, I wouldn't even consider that yelling at me. I would say that's just having a conversation. Sometimes the conversation is a little louder on your end, which is okay, and I don't take no offense to it. I'm very passionate about some things. Cisnose is a little lost. I will never forget the last time I was in a live with her, and she's like, well, I was taken up for Florida Man. I'm like, don't fucking do that. Don't do that at all. I don't like you. Like, she said some fuck shit about me, and now I'm good. Did everyone want what information for their content? The information that Polly could theoretically leak? No, I don't want it. I would rather Polly feel good about being the one that didn't fuck her friend over, because she genuinely believed that Scam was her friend, and yeah. No, when Scam did the FOIA for 10 years and then just slapped up a fucking police report and started going on and on and on about some shit that wasn't even on the police report, pretending like it was. Yeah, I felt bad for Polly. You couldn't even see what was on the police reports on the screen. And people were believing it. Oh, I got all of the police reports too. They all got sent to me before the live. And nothing that was said was on those police reports. And then I knew it was a smear campaign. It was just a smear. It was to silence Polly. Why would somebody want somebody silenced? Because they know too much. But my phone's about to die, so before it does, I'm going to get off here. It's midnight. So I need to get a little bit of sleep. I'll probably see you in the next live because I probably won't get no sleep, but I will be live tomorrow. I'm going to cover a whole bunch of shit tomorrow. Have a good night.